Okay, so we're going to start our look at the income tax by looking at the history of the income taxes. Now, there's not a whole lot of this on the test, so don't worry too much about it. But there are a few key components that I think you should know about the history of our tax laws. So when we're talking about the history of the tax laws, like I said, before the 16th Amendment, we had some short-term income taxes that were levied for short periods of time to help pay for things of national crisis like the Civil War. And then after that, they would repeal them. And then when they tried to make a permanent income tax, the Supreme Court quickly ruled the next year after they levied it. It was in place for 1 year before the Supreme Court said it was unconstitutional. And so they had to repeal it. And everybody got to tell the IRS to leave them alone. So then the government did what governments are good at doing, is when they can't play by the rules, well, they changed the rules. And so that's what they did with the 16th Amendment. They modified it in 1913 with the 16th Amendment that gave them the power to lay and collect taxes. And so the only stipulation that was in there was that it had to be uniform throughout. So we can't levy a different federal tax for California versus people in Texas. That would be unconstitutional and would be quite the mess if everybody had a different federal tax rate. Now, individual states are free to do whatever they want with their state income tax, but when it comes to federal taxes, we have to be very uniform throughout the country. So one thing that I would like to point out is I hear a lot of people talking about, they make crazy arguments that you don't have to pay income tax. It's a voluntary tax. And the Congress doesn't have the power to levy a tax and all these crazy things. And, you know, quite frankly, they're all wrong, you know. And if you would just think about it, if there was a way to get out of paying income taxes, I think every smart lawyer in this country would have figured it out by now. And we would have lots of people not paying taxes, billionaires paying zero in taxes. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, look at the guy from Amazon. Well, there's some ways around it that we'll talk about later, but that's not what we're looking at here. The main thing I want you to take away from this is don't listen to those people. They're crazy. And if you don't pay taxes, you're probably going to get penalized. You're probably going to end up paying more taxes. You're going to pay interest. You're going to pay penalties. And if you're really stupid about it, you'll probably go to prison. So pay your taxes. Bottom line, just pay your taxes. If you want to see more about it, you can go to the IRS's website. They've got a whole little section here called Frivolous Tax Arguments. So you can go to the IRS website, and here you go. Here's all the arguments that people are making about the tax laws and whether or not they're legal or not. So you can see the IRS is pretty smart. They got some smart people working there that tell them that, yeah, these people are crazy. So feel free to go to that website anytime you want to look at it. Just go to irs.gov and search frivolous tax arguments.